Dear Patriots, please subscribe to our patriotic channel. Like and share this video so your friends can see it. Thank you. Bombshell report: multiple FBI moles tried to infiltrate Trump's campaign. We know one FBI mole was working within the Trump campaign to spy for the feds. However, a new bombshell report claims that it was not just one mole. As a matter of fact, multiple moles attempted to infiltrate the campaign, according to former Trump campaign aide Michael Caputo. From Washington Examiner. Republican consultant and former Trump campaign aide Michael Caputo on Monday claimed there were multiple government informants linked to the Trump campaign and believes he was approached by another source. "Let me tell you something that I know for a fact," Caputo said during an interview on Fox News Monday. "This informant, this person, who they tried to plant into the campaign, he's not the only person who came into the campaign. And the FBI is not the only Obama agency who came into the campaign. I know because they came at me," Caputo added. "And I'm looking for clearance from my attorney to reveal this to the public. This is just the beginning." Caputo suggested former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper and others would be penalized for their involvement as a result. "When we finally find out the truth about this, Director Clapper and the rest of them will be wearing some orange suits," Caputo continued. Clapper appeared on CNN Monday and said he believed a FBI source was likely tasked with looking at the Trump campaign to protect it from foreign influence. "I wish the president was aggressive about doing something about the Russians undermining us as he is about this informant," he said, before adding the source may now be at risk. Former DNI James Clapper: "I wish the president was aggressive about doing something about the Russians undermining us as he is about this informant." The comments come as multiple media reports identified Stefan Halper, an American who worked at Cambridge University, as an FBI informant who met with multiple members of the Trump campaign, including campaign advisors Carter Page and George Papadopoulos, and campaign co-chair Sam Clovis. Trump has accused the FBI of placing a spy in his campaign and urged the Justice Department on Sunday to launch a probe into whether the FBI/D.O.J. infiltrated or surveilled the Trump campaign for political purposes. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders revealed earlier Monday the Justice Department has asked the Inspector General to expand its current investigation to include any irregularities with the Federal Bureau of Investigations or the Department of Justice's tactics concerning the Trump campaign. Dear Patriots, please subscribe to our patriotic channel. Like and share this video so your friends can see it. Thank you. Trump goes scorched earth on FBI spy campaign. President Trump unleashed on the FBI's infiltration of his campaign Tuesday evening in a pair of tweets. The president said, "Follow the money. The spy wasn't there to find Russian collusion, he was there to help crooked Hillary win the election." President Trump, please never stop tweeting. President Trump lit up Twitter Tuesday evening after he tweeted what we are all thinking: the spies infiltrated his campaign for political purposes to help Hillary Clinton win the election. Trump tweeted, "If the person placed very early into my campaign wasn't a spy put there by the previous administration for political purposes, how come such a seemingly massive amount of money was paid for services rendered, many times higher than normal?" Trump then slams crooked Hillary, "Follow the money. The spy was there early in the campaign and yet never reported collusion with Russia, because there was no collusion. He was only there to spy for political reasons and to help crooked Hillary win, just like they did to Bernie Sanders, who got duped." The informant, Stefan Halper, was paid a total of $411,575 in 2016 and 2017 for work with the U.S. government that included spying on the Trump campaign. It was a lucrative business for Stefan Halper. Now the Democrats are in spin mode. They went from "there was no spy inside of Trump's camp" to "the informant was there to help protect Trump against the Russians." Former DNI chief James Clapper is claiming embedding spies is a standard investigative practice. Hillary Clinton wanted to spy on her political opponent and she accomplished her goal with help from Obama's weaponized intel agencies. President Trump is right, Spygate is worse than Watergate. Earlier Tuesday, President Trump told reporters, "If they had spies in my campaign, That would be a disgrace to this country. Dear Patriots, please subscribe to our patriotic channel. Like and share this video so your friends can see it. Thank you. There may be an impeachment in the works. And it could be Obama. President Trump is tired of playing games with the deep state. Finally, on Sunday afternoon, President Donald Trump posted a tweet, saying that he is ordering the Justice Department to investigate whether the Obama administration spied on his 2016 presidential campaign. I hereby demand, and will do so officially tomorrow, that the Department of Justice look into whether or not the FBI/D.O.J. infiltrated or surveilled the Trump campaign for political purposes, and if any such demands or requests were made by people within the Obama administration. The president said in a tweet. Far-left hack and historian John Meacham said Monday that he thinks impeachment will be the season finale to President Trump's time in office. Meacham made the courageous announcement on the Morning Joe echo chamber on Monday. But on Sunday night, Tom Fitton from Judicial Watch tweeted out to President Donald Trump that Barack Obama could still be impeached and barred from public office ever again. On Monday morning, President Trump tweeted this out on his predecessor. The Wall Street Journal asks, where in the world was Barack Obama? A very good question. The treasonous MSM also needs somehow to be made to pay a price. Many of them knew what the Democrats were doing and were quite happy to help them do it. Do you think that Obama should answer for this huge scandal? Scroll down to leave a comment below. Dear Patriots, please subscribe to our patriotic channel. Like and share this video so your friends can see it. Thank you. Former CIA Director threatened Trump. As you can all recall, former CIA Director John Brennan has been staunch Obama supporter and a harsh critic of President Trump since he took office. And why not? After all, he is the deep state and a globalist, and they need to fight in order to keep the power President Trump is taking away from them. Yesterday afternoon, Brennan replied to Trump with a very curious tweet. One where he actually threatens both Speaker Paul Ryan and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. And he did this after the president called for a new Department of Justice investigation into Obama and his alleged spying of then-candidate Donald Trump. Of course, President Trump replied to this disgusting threat. This past Sunday, President Donald Trump effectively turned the tables on the Barack Hussein Obama administration after he demanded a probe into whether or not his predecessor's FBI infiltrated and spied on his 2016 presidential campaign. This came after reports about how an FBI informant had multiple contacts with members of Trump's campaign, and the president point-blank asked what then-President Barack Obama knew about the operation, while at the same time clashing with former CIA boss John Brennan. And yesterday, the president formally asked the DOJ to probe whether or not the Obama administration was involved in all this and if Obama himself gave the order to spy on his campaign. It's obvious the Obama administration was rotten to the core. And the real reason they started this whole #resist movement was that they were afraid how far President Trump would go to uncover the whole truth about the DC swamp, which has had a hold of American politics for decades now. Today we all need to support President Trump in finding out what exactly went on. Because if President Obama did authorize a private American citizen to be spied on, then he should be tried for this crime. Here is more on John Brennan via The Spectator. An article in The Guardian last week provides more confirmation that John Brennan was the American progenitor of political espionage aimed at defeating Donald Trump. One side did collude with foreign powers to tip the election, Hillary's. Seeking to retain his position as CIA director under Hillary, Brennan teamed up with British spies and Estonian spies to cripple Trump's candidacy. He used their phony intelligence as a pretext for a multi-agency investigation into Trump, which led the FBI to probe a computer server connected to Trump Tower and gave cover to Susan Rice, among other Hillary supporters, to spy on Trump and his people. John Brennan's CIA operated like a branch office of the Hillary campaign, leaking out mentions of this bogus investigation to the press in the hopes of inflicting maximum political damage on Trump. An official in the intelligence community tells TASS that Brennan's retinue of political radicals didn't even bother to hide their activism, decorating offices with Hillary for President cups and other campaign paraphernalia. A supporter of the American Communist Party at the height of the Cold War, Brennan brought into the CIA a raft of subversives and gave them plum positions from which to gather and leak political espionage on Trump. He bastardized standards so that these left-wing activists could burrow in and take career positions. Under the patina of that phony professionalism, they could then present their politicized judgments as nonpartisan. The Guardian story is written in a style designed to flatter its sources. They are cast as high-minded whistleblowers, but the upshot of it is devastating for them, nonetheless, and explains why all the criminal leaks against Trump first originated in the British press. According to the story, Brennan got his anti-Trump tips primarily from British spies but also Estonian spies and others. The story confirms that the seed of the espionage into Trump was planted by Estonia. The BBC's Paul Wood reported last year that the intelligence agency of an unnamed Baltic state had tipped Brennan off in April 2016 to a conversation purporting to show that the Kremlin was funneling cash into the Trump campaign. Any other CIA director would have disregarded such a flaky tip, recognizing that Estonia was eager to see Trump lose. Its officials had bought into Hillary's propaganda that Trump was going to pull out of NATO and leave Baltic countries exposed to Putin. But Brennan opportunistically seized on it, as he later that summer seized on the half-baked intelligence of British spy agencies, also full of officials who wanted to see Trump lose. The Guardian says that British spy head Robert Hannigan passed material in summer 2016 to the CIA chief, John Brennan. To ensure that these flaky tips leaked out, Brennan disseminated them on Capitol Hill. In August and September of 2016, he gave briefings to the Gang of Eight about them, which then turned up on the front page of the New York Times. All of this took place at the very moment Brennan was auditioning for Hillary. He desperately wanted to keep his job and despised Trump for his alleged Muslim ban, a matter near and dear to Brennan's heart. Not only was he an apologist for the Muslim Brotherhood, but Brennan's Islamophilia dated to his days in college, when he spent a year in Cairo learning Arabic and taking courses in Middle Eastern studies. He later got a graduate degree with an emphasis in Middle Eastern studies. In 1996, his ties to the Islamic world tightened after he became the CIA's station chief in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. He once recalled that during a 25-year career in government, I was privileged to serve in positions across the Middle East, as a political officer with a State Department and as a CIA station chief in Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, I saw how our Saudi partners fulfilled their duty as custodians of the two holy mosques of Mecca and Medina. I marveled at the majesty of the Hajj and the devotion of those who fulfilled their duty as Muslims by making that privilege, that pilgrimage. Out of this Islamophilia came a special dislike of Michael Flynn, who had planned to rip up the Obama-era reset with Muslim countries. Furious with Flynn for his apostasy from political correctness, Brennan and other Obama aides couldn't resist the temptation to take him out after rifling through transcripts of his calls with the Russian ambassador. They caught him in a lie to Mike Pence and made sure the press knew about it. Were the media not so completely in the tank for Obama and Hillary, all of this political mischief would make for a compelling 2016 version of All the President's Men. Instead, the public gets a steady stream of Orwellian propaganda about the sudden propriety of political espionage. The headline writers at Pravda couldn't improve on this week's official lie, tweeted out by the Maggie Habermans. Susan Rice did nothing wrong, say both Dem and Republican House aides. Liberals pompously quote the saying, "The bigger the lie, the more it will be believed," even as their media enshrine it. Historians will look back on 2016 and marvel at the audacity of its big lie, whispers of an imaginary Trump-Russia collusion that wafted up from the fever swamps of a real collusion between John Brennan and foreign powers seeking Trump's defeat. HT Patriot Journal.